What's going on, NuCanoe Nation? Welcome back to another episode of The Unlimited. Go down in that lower left-hand corner, smash that share button, drop in the comments where you're tuning in from, what kind of boat you're floating out of, and let's get this party started. We got David Brooke in the house tonight, the man, the myth, the legend, as I like to call him, as he's laughing and shaking his head down in the green room. Hope you all had a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. Hope everybody was safe, got out on the water, caught some fish, all that good stuff. Let's get our guest in here, Mr. Dave Brooke.
What's going on, man?
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Welcome to the show. Long overdue.
It's been a minute.
What's new in your world, my friend?
Oh, my Unlimited will be here in 6 days.
I know you're not the only one chomping at the bit.
I mean, it's not pink with glitter like somebody promised me.
I knew that was coming up.
It matches one of my pursuits, though, so it's good.
As our regional team manager likes to tell me all the time, it's on the truck. It'll be there soon.
I know. I keep hearing that. And you know what? I just gave up.
Oh, man. Well, like always, got to get a little background on you, where you're from, how you got into fishing, how you got into NuCanoe, man.
Oh, I'm in Gardner, Illinois right now, middle of nowhere on a farm. It's kind of nice, quiet, all that good stuff. I've been fishing since, as long as I can remember. I grew up in New Jersey fishing for trout with my grandpa and ended up in Georgia, started bass fishing there when I was 15. So, yeah, I've been tournament boat fishing for 20 years. Yeah. But 2017, I decided to try this kayaking thing from some guys at Bent Rods talked me into it. So I was like, I'll go out and buy one. I bought, a $300 kayak like most guys do. And I'd fish, I think at the time it was KBL monthly.
Yeah.
Where it was the 3 fish limit. And I just happened to get 60 and a half inches on 3 fish in about 4 hours.
Just crushing it right out of the gate.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't last long. I crushed it once and then kind of fell back a little bit, but
Happens to the rest of us, my friend.
Yeah. Then I fished out of that for a little while. Then I bought a Malibu Ocean kayak. And I fished out of that for a couple months. And then I went to the Schaumburg show and it's actually your guys over at Rocktown sold me my first NuCanoe.
Right on.
So I still have that pursuit in my yard.
Well, you got a whole fleet of NuCanoes, which
I had a whole fleet. I mean, as you
how many are down to? 4, 5?
3.
Oh,
I'm down to 3. I mean, most guys know, and that up until a week ago, we thought I had to leave the farm, so I downsized the fleet a little bit. And then now I'm not leaving the farm, so I'm upsizing the fleet.
I like it.
Including the new pontoon.
Yeah, you had me a little worried there. I thought you were joining the yacht club for a minute.
No, but see, me and Duke have this great idea not for tournaments, just like fishing in general. We're going to put our kayaks on my pontoon, and we can just go run, anchor the pontoon out, and then just go fishing.
Yeah, so we got something in the works with that as well. One of our Team NuCanoe guys up in Madison, Brad Hurlboss, just got a new a mud boat, and we're going to use that for transporting the NuCanoes to get to duck hunting spots this fall.
I tell you what, that'd be nice.
So yeah.
I wonder if I can get a blind. I could probably get a blind big enough for the 18-foot pontoon. I mean, we could have some. You imagine duck hunting on an 18-foot pontoon boat.
I mean, the ducks are probably just going to feel bad for us because look at these idiots, what they're doing.
Yeah, but we'll have a barbecue going, so it's good.
Yeah, and a few heaters.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. That's cool. Well, you're a man that wears many, many hats in the kayak fishing world. You're the head of or captain of the catch team. You've been on Team NuCanoe for a while. I know you do some stuff with Dakota Lithium and things like that, man. So It's kind of interesting, man. I've gotten to know you pretty close over the past few years as I got into the sport and got involved, and we kind of run in the same crowds and stuff. So I mean, how did that all start for you? Like, maybe for some guys or gals listening out there that want to get more serious in a tournament kayak fishing, or just the kayak fishing industry as a whole, like how did you get started in it, and what would be some advice you would give some folks, man?
I mean, I guess I was a sponsored boat fisherman before this.
Okay.
Nothing major, just local sponsors, and I like working with local companies more than national companies.
Sure.
I represent Jada's Fishing. That's my kayak dealer. He's a small town guy, and I like working with smaller businesses. But I don't know. Social media, as you know, is huge. Social media will put your name out there. But as I've told guys, I had a guy here yesterday picking up a motor guide bracket from me for his new kayak, and I had an extra one, so I gave it to him. And I told him, I was like, social media is great, but you got to remember, blasting everybody every day, it actually puts you on the back burner.
Yep.
Because, I mean, I'll be honest, I have guys that they post almost every day, and I just stop reading their stuff. It's one of those once or twice a week things, and it gets you attention. And the biggest thing I've told everybody, never back a product you don't 100% believe in. I mean, I'm sure you've dealt, so I've had offers over the years from all over the place. But why take a deal with somebody if you're not 100% that you're going to use that? Everybody knows I use Kistler rods. I run 100% Lose reels. I'm not sponsored by Lose yet. Working on that still. I'm sponsored by the world's greatest bump board company, which that we can go to a whole story on how that happened. But
right on, man.
Obviously, I run the best kayaks in the industry. I don't care what anybody else says.
Sure, man. It's one of those things, like you said, it's very important to believe in the product that you represent, for sure.
That it's really important. I don't know how else to put that. Like everybody wants a discount. I understand that, but we have so many holidays in this country that at any given week in a month, you can get a 20% discount somewhere.
Yeah, right.
So don't tie your name to a company just so you can say, "Hey, I'm sponsored." That's not even sponsorship. It's just a pro staff deal. It's promotional, not professional. Now, you and I have had that talk in the past as well.
Absolutely.
My dog's trying to play tug of war now. Go away. But yeah, and like I said, I believe NuCanoes is the best kayak in the industry. It's not for everybody, but the open concept is what I love. I mean, I'll give you guys a rundown. So I'm currently running a 2020 NuCanoe Pursuit, motor guide XI3 on the front, power pole in the back, 2 9-inch Garmins, Dakota Lithium. Obviously, I have a 170 for the big tournaments, but usually I just run the 100 and a 54 up front. Which
just a 170 amp hour battery. No big deal.
That's a story. That's a funny story we can talk about later. But the 100 is plenty. I ran a few weeks ago. I went out of town, fished Sandcrest one day and Banner Marsh the other, and I never even charged that 100 amp hour in 2 days of tournament fishing.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. Like, I always worry about that because I have a 100 amp hour lithium battery too, and I'll run it pretty hard for a day, and I'm like, man, should I charge that? But I don't want to be that guy that doesn't charge it and then runs out on the other side of the lake and needs a tow back.
It's better than paddling, trust me. But yeah, the way I run mine is my 100 or 170, whichever one I have in the back, runs my XI3 and my power pole. And then the 54 that's under my front deck runs my electronics and my lights. Nice. Because you don't want to run one battery for everything.
2 9-inch Garmins, though. I didn't know you were running 2 9-inch Garmins. Yes. Why?
I know. Why? People laugh at that sometimes. All right, so here's the thing. I love traditional sonar. That's my favorite thing is traditional sonar versus down imaging, side imaging, everything. Sure. So on one screen, I will run 9 inches of nothing but sonar. Okay. And the other screen, especially like when you and I ran to each other at Newton. Yeah. The second screen, I'm running my map, which has all my waypoints on it, and then I'm running side imaging side by side on that one.
Interesting. Okay.
I mean, if you can do it, do it. I mean, it's kind of nice.
So, what is it about the sonar that you like so much? I mean, I personally look at it too. Like I'll run because Garmin's got that side by side where you could do 2 different frequencies, and I'll usually switch between running that on 3 screens. Like normally, I'll have my maps, my side image, and then that, or I'll swap that out with down imaging.
Well, so you just said you swap it out. I don't swap out at all.
Yeah.
I never reach. The only time I reach up there is when I'm hitting the mark button for a location.
So what is it about the sonar that
I don't
you
know.
love so much?
I just love sonar more than down imaging for some reason. Maybe I'm old. Just.
Do you ever run the 2 side by side to see like what you're missing on either?
I've run down imaging on one screen and sonar on the other.
Okay.
It's just sonar. It picks up the fish better, I think. Like I can see the bait balls better versus is it a bait ball or is it weeds? It's easier for me to read.
Right on. Okay.
And then side imaging, well, we all know how side imaging is. That's great to have.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It changed the way I fish. That's for sure. We got a question in the chat from James O'Neill. He said, is there a reason you went with the Garmin and not Lowrance to work with the XI3?
I don't have the XI3 with the Lowrance transducer built in.
Okay.
And I've been running Garmin for probably about 10 years now, so I'm really familiar with it. And that's literally the only reason. The boat I used to have hummingbirds on it, and I learned those too. But yeah, there's no real reason behind it. It's just that's what I'm comfortable with, and I stuck with it.
I like it. It's interesting, man. Like electronics have come such a far way. You're seeing a lot of pros like dropping sponsorship deals with electronics company because they want to run Hummingbird side imaging, Garmin down imaging, Lowrance, whatever. So, it's crazy.
One of my best friends, Scott Christie, his son Tyler Christie is a college angler from Kendrick University.
Okay.
On his Falcon, he's running all 3 brands.
Yeah.
He's running everything. And on the front deck, he's got 3 graphs. And when we go perch fishing, I'm definitely getting a live scope for my kayak, by the way. When we go perch fishing in the winter up on Lake Michigan, it's like everybody's out there dropping their minnows. We're driving around. We pick up school. We stop. We both flip. You watch the fish come up and eat the bait.
That's crazy.
So guys are out there 8 hours trying to catch a limit of perch. We're out there 3 hours, 3 guys. We have 45 perch in the boat.
Look at you and your dirty little tricks.
GPS. Yeah. GPS and pinpoint is money, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, that was James. That's why he was asking the Garmin question versus
the
going
pinpoint. And people always ask me, and I'll call Duke out because he made fun of me when I got my power pole. See, you and I fish Mississippi River.
Yep.
Okay, so the XI3 is perfect if you're facing the wind and current. But if you're trying to fish down current, you just drop your power pole.
Yeah.
Because if you hit the lock on your XI3, it's going to turn you into the current. But if you're trying to fish behind you, I'm not Brundle. I cannot balance myself standing backwards in my kayak. I'm sorry, I can't do it.
Well, let's be honest.
He's younger and thinner.
Brundle's maybe 120 pounds soaking wet.
Maybe. I've watched him do it. I'm just like, I can't do it. I cannot stand that long. I mean, I can stand all day if I needed to, but to turn around and fish behind me, no, I can't do that.
It's funny, man. I've noticed myself not necessarily turning all the way around, but turning sideways in the new Unlimited and fishing sideways rather than, just sitting in the seat and pretty much getting what you can from the seat. It's pretty cool, pretty different. I've been pretty blown away by the stability because last year I was in a Pursuit. And Pursuit versus Unlimited stability wise just beats it hands down, I think.
Yeah, I'm going to find out here soon. I mean, I've been using my my 2017 Pursuit for the Mazonia tournaments because I put it on the cart and I wheel, 45 minutes to where I'm going. And the first time I did it, before I sold my other Flint, it was like, well, it's only 20 pounds roughly. But to be out there all day in my Pursuit versus my Flint, oh man, come on.
Oh yeah,
The comfort level,
comfortability. Yeah,
just being comfortable.
Absolutely,
minus
absolutely.
the second-degree sunburn that I got that day.
Yeah, I saw some social media posts and I was like, "What the heck is this?" Mr. Dave forgot his sunblock and he looks like a cherry tomato.
It was bad, and then I work in the oil industry, so I wear slip-on boots all day. So I just rubbed the sunburn on my shins all day, and blistered, and it's bad.
I remember when I first got into kayak fishing, I made that mistake. I wore shorts and sandals, and it was kind of an overcast day, but it was really nice, really warm, and no sunscreen. Was out there for like 6-7 hours. And then that night, it just started hitting me, and I'm like, "Oh my God, what did I do?" And I had like blisters on my feet on the top of my feet for a couple of days. And at that time, I was still had my hardwood flooring business, so I'm up and down on my feet all day long, walking back and forth.
No, thank you.
And it was brutal. Ever since then, I got myself a nice pair of sun pants where it blocks out the sun, but still breathes, nice and comfortable.
Well, I've got like 4 pair of those Columbia pants with the zip off legs.
Yeah.
And I have 1 pair that I still know where the legs are for them. Because
You're that guy.
You get out there in the morning, you're wearing the pants, and then all of a sudden it's like, it's like 1 o'clock. I only got like 2-3 hours left in the tournament.
Yeah.
I can zip the legs off and relax, be a little cooler now. And then you pack up all your stuff and you can't find the legs.
That's funny. But that's super important, I know we got a lot of guys and gals just coming into the sport of kayaking and kayak fishing. It's something you guys got to be conscious about, and drink plenty of water while you're out there on the water.
Yeah, lots of water. I used to be really bad about carrying energy drinks with me all day.
Oh, dude, I'm the same way with coffee too. It's just as bad, dude.
And now, like, even Duke noticed it this year, I've had a couple of bottles of body armor in the kayak with me.
Yeah.
I said, see, bro, look, I'm listening to you. I'm drinking more, good stuff.
Yeah, you were always a monster guy, right?
Oh, yeah. I usually have like 2 or 3 in the kayak with me during a tournament, but then I realized the weight gain that came with it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's just like pop. You laughed at me when I pulled a couple bottles of water out of the fridge.
Well, because you know me. What time is it? It's like 7 something.
5:30 somewhere. That's the thing. This will be like an episode of MTV Cribs, because we always get asked that question, like, what's in the fridge? It's literally water and beer. That's it. Oh, and some barbecue sauce. So that's
you're missing like the one important brown drink.
Yeah. Leave it to Dave. But so good thing to touch on the sunburn, man. You guys and gals out there, be safe. Cover yourself up, especially if you're going to be out there for long periods of time.
Yeah, I used to be really bad about wearing just shorts and a t-shirt, and now if you see me out there like Saturday, I'm fishing the Grubby tournament at St. Chris.
Yep.
I'll have long pants. I'll have my NRS shirt with the hood and the face mask and everything, and wearing glasses all the time. Face masks are miserable.
Oh yeah,
but the NRS shirts, and no, I'm not sponsored by NRS. Nobody say it. They have all the mesh holes in the front.
Yep.
So it makes it really easy to breathe.
For sure. I got one of those. Actually, I gave it away, but when I used to wear it, it was super nice. I hate wearing the face mask right now.
I despise face masks, but
for obvious reasons. But yeah, those NRS built-in face shields with the hoodies and everything, man. So perfect for a nice sunny day when you're out there and you don't want to get torched.
The last year of everything we've been through, like everywhere you go, you have to have a mask.
Right.
Almost everywhere. But yeah, so like when I go fishing out of town, it's great because I just pulled up, walk in the gas station. All right, we're good.
Yeah. All ready to go. I like it. So what's you got your unlimited coming? Like, how's the setup going to be? What are your plans for rigging it up and all that good stuff, man?
I'll be honest, I don't know yet. Like the only unlimited I've actually laid my eyes on was yours when we were at Newton that day.
Okay.
And I'm really not sure what I'm going to do yet. I'm not sure if I'm going to tournament rig it because, I mean, I have that new Pursuit. It's, it's only a year old. Those things, my 2017, I have drug over concrete, asphalt, gravel, and there's no problems with it. So it's like, do I want to switch my tournament rig?
Yeah, right.
But like I said, Mazonia, I do so much walking and stuff. It's a little shorter than the Pursuit.
Okay.
Which will be a lot nicer for some of the walks I do.
Sure.
So yeah,
you're saving a foot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's like I'm gonna get it, and then when I get it, I'll get it home. I'll get it on the trailer, and then I'll look at it, and then I'll decide what's gonna happen. And well, you know me, I never go small. So
yeah, go big or go home, man.
Yeah, why not?
I like it. So you're doing a lot of trekking to get back. For those that don't know what Dave's talking about, Mazonia is old strip mines, right, in northern Illinois. So you got to kind of hike to get back to some of these lakes.
Yeah, there's roughly 50 lakes in the entire Mazonia, and I think 9 or 10 have boat ramps.
That's
and
crazy.
the rest you have to have a cart, and you just put it in the cart and you start walking. And
That's crazy.
We do a lot of walking. And it's always like April when my first trip out is when I realize how out of shape I am from the winter.
Sure. Yeah, I know how that goes, man. In the winter, I try to go snowshoeing a couple times just to kind of stay in shape, but that doesn't even work. The extent of my workouts is dragging the ice shanty out onto the frozen lake and drilling a couple holes.
I still don't do that.
What is wrong with you?
Well, I mean, there was one man that walked on water, and that ain't me. Are you forgetting I'm from the South?
Yeah, that's true, man. Well, you mentioned St. Chris tournament. That's part of the Grubby series, which you're help running in the state of Illinois. For those tuning in that may not know about it, I know you guys keep expanding into more states and regions and things like that. So for folks that don't know, what would you describe Grubby as, the format, and how that all came about?
Well, Grubby it's Thursday through Monday, but when you register, you pick one day to fish, and that's your day. And it works out great for the regular blue-collar angler who maybe has to work a weekend but's off Mondays or Fridays or Thursdays. You get out there, you fish 8 hours, and it's your best 5 fish. My buddy Jim Strunk started this in Indiana a few years ago, and before last season, he said, "Hey, DB," because that's what he loves to call me, "you want to try running one in Illinois?" So yeah, I saw run at Mazonia. So we ran one in Mazonia. It turned out to be a pretty good hit. So then it's like, all right, well, let's expand it a little bit. So now this year we're doing Mazonia, St. Chris, Benner Marsh, and Newton. And I went over the AOI standings today, and we have a minimum of top 18 at each location right now.
That's cool.
So, I mean, it's not huge money, which is not what it's meant for. It's meant for just, grassroots bass yakking is what it is.
Right.
I mean, I don't fish tournaments for money. I fish them because they're fun. I mean, I like winning some money. It's a pays for all the tackle I use, but,
That's cool, man. That's cool. I like it. I've fished one of their events this year, obviously down at Newton, where we ran into each other, and it was fun, man. It was laid back. I just wanted to go down and fish Newton because I knew there was some big bass being caught, and I was like, I'll jump in this, see what it's all about, dude. And it's nice because it's laid back, and it's not where, like your typical tournament format, everybody has got to be there on Saturday.
Well, you saw me. I showed up at 10 o'clock that day.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing. I messaged you in the morning, and I was like, hey, I overslept a little bit. And mind you guys, I had like a 3.5, 4 hour drive or something.
I'm still 3 hours.
I'm like, I'll be there an hour late. And Dave's like, I never heard back from you. So I'm like, oh, you must be on the water, because I know cell service is a little shoddy.
Yeah, no.
And then I got a message as I'm getting on the water. Yeah, I just woke up. I'll see you in a little bit.
Yeah, I'll see you in about 3 hours. It happens. But that's the best part about Grubby is you set up. Now, we have a time limit. Like right now it's 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. I don't care if you get on the water at 9 o'clock. We don't have captain's meetings. We don't have check-in. We don't have check-out. You get there when you get there, and at 2 o'clock is lines out, and 3 o'clock is your last upload.
Yep.
And we do that because Newton's a great example. I mean, that day, my first 4 fish uploaded great, and then I got that 21 1/4, and it took me 30 minutes to upload it, and took my battery from 65% to like 20% on my phone.
Jesus.
So yeah, I was hauling butts to the ramp. I was like, I'm just going to go to the ramp. I'm going to load and just start driving because 15 minutes is, what's that town, Diederich or something?
Yeah, Diederich. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's service there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, but that's the best part about Grub. If you oversleep, guess what? You're not out of the tournament. You still go.
Yeah. Heck
and
yeah,
if it wasn't for, I think was it Luke Brozovich or Glenn Banachek? One of them got me by ½ inch for big bass.
Yeah, I think it was Luke Brozovich.
Yeah, I was like, I got a 21 1/4. I overslept. At least I'm going to get big bass. And then he goes, hey, Dave, I got a 21.75. Thanks, buddy.
Wah, wah, wah.
That happens.
We got a good question in the chat. This is something I've talked to you a little bit about, but Andrew Vinton is asking, Dave, have you tried the new catch cart prototype with any of the NuCanoe models?
I've been waiting for this. All right, so I got the catch cart prototype in March. I've beat it senseless. And that's why we test like we do with stuff. It's just like when we get the new catch colors.
Yep.
I get one of the boards first, and I go out and take pictures, and I spin my kayak in circles, take different images, so we can see how the sun's going to work with it. So yeah, I had the prototype end of March, and we've put it through its works. And when Nick first trip out, he posted that picture, and Duke, as soon as Duke saw it, he's like, "All right, well, Nick, you want to post a picture? You can answer all the questions now." But yeah, I've been beating the hell out of it, and yeah, I have it set up for my pursuit right now. How it works, the prototype right now, and it may change a little bit. I flip my pursuit upside down, and then I take the cart. It's got Allen bolts on both ends for the bunks. So I flip it upside down, loose the Allen bolts. I set it up with my hull, push it down in there, and then tighten all the Allen bolts. So like when I fished yesterday, I was over at Mazonia, and I just had to go across the parking lot. All I did was put it on the cart, and then just I didn't even have to strap it because it's set up perfectly in my hull. When I do the long walks, yeah, we strap them down because I'm going over, 2-inch rock. It's mud. We go through a lot when we do these walks. But yeah, I have the prototypes actually sitting outside on my trailer right now.
I'm pulling up a photo of it right now as we speak. I can share that, right? The photo you sent me last night. Yep.
Those were with I don't know what set of wheels that was, second or third set of wheels we tried. Those wheels are going bye-bye. Because Dave, Dave breaks things. That's why Duke gives me things. Everybody knows if it can be broken, Dave will break it.
I like it.
Yeah, those wheels, that frame is we're going to stick with. If you see the pads, I can't touch the screen, but you see those pads on top. You remember when you had a BMX bike when you were a kid? Had those Velcro pads in front of you?
Yep.
Those actually keep your kayak from sliding around. So they squish just a little bit, and it just hugs right into your hull.
That's cool, man.
I love it. My new wheels, I think Sunday or Monday, I'm picking up new wheels again to try out.
Okay.
Because, the goal is no air.
Okay, so those are air tires that are on there now?
Right now, yeah. So the goal is no air, but we want bearings. There's the Amazon carts I've broke. I won't brand bash, but there's a national brand that everybody loves that I've broke 2 chassis on.
Okay.
On my walks because it's plastic hub on plastic wheel. It just spins, and when dirt gets in there, it just starts gritting and grinding and locks up eventually.
Right.
So yeah, our plan was to come up with something that Dave can't break because for some reason I'm really good at it.
We got a question from Joe Sutton. He says, I'm in Arkansas. Where do you put your fish if you're going to carry a few home? Have alligators in the river where I fish?
That's a great question because I don't take my fish home. The only time I've kept fish like if I'm out and I start catching crappie. And I'm not going to lie, I've thrown them in the front hatch of my pursuit.
Okay.
I mean, you're going to take them home and eat them anyway.
Right.
If I have a cooler with me, I can throw them in the cooler. I just, anything that I don't want contaminated with fish slime, I'll take out. But
sure.
Other than that, if I got a couple crappie that's not warm out, I'll just throw them in the front hatch, throw some ice in there, and get them out when I get home.
There you go.
But yeah, generally I'm 100% catch and release.
Right on. I like it. Juan Chavez says, my son sits on a cooler behind me in the pursuit, and I throw them in the cooler.
Yeah, that'll work.
There you go. Evan's gone fishing, says fish bag or cooler. I've seen the fish bags. I mean, it's pretty much like a dry bag. You could throw some ice in there, throw your fish in there, stuff like that. So hopefully that answers your question, Joe. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Andrew replying to the cart says, Nick was telling me it's the last cart I'll buy. I break things too.
Andrew, I break everything I touch.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm the worst for breaking stuff. So you're not going to break this. I promise. Like, I can go outside right now and climb up my roof and throw it off my roof, and the frame's not going to break.
It's all aluminum, right? Same aluminum you guys make the boards out of?
It's the same aluminum. The boards, the sides where you saw the engraving is the same aluminum as the boards, and the cross tubing is another track aluminum.
Okay.
And then, everything, the uprights and the rails are all aluminum with the extender to keep the angle just right so you can load it.
That's cool, man. When I first saw it, I was like kind of confused. And then after you had explained to me like how you can adjust those rails in and out, was kind of cool, man. Like I dig that concept. So it could virtually fit any kayak, which is nice.
That and
obviously we want it to fit your NuCanoe kayak.
It's going to fit all the NuCanoes. I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but I'll just say it. So the new plan, it's going to sit behind you in your kayak.
Okay.
The wheels will be on the outside, and your black pack will sit inside of it.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So,
right.
me and Duke are a little reckless. Some places we go.
We
get there, we take our carts, we just throw them in the weeds.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get them when they come out. And there's thieves everywhere. We all have dealt with it. So, for anybody else, our plan is you can put your black pack inside of it then. So what you got extra 10, 12 pounds in your kayak, which if you're on the water already, 10, 12 pounds is pretty much nothing.
Yeah, sure. I mean, nowadays, especially with NuCanoes weight capacities, and most kayaks in general, you can load, a pallet of bricks on them before they sink.
I mean, you're talking to a guy that's running a motor, power pole, 170 amp hour, 54 amp hour front. Yeah, I fill mine to the max.
Yeah.
And I still don't have any issues.
Your kayak's a little ridiculous. Just saying.
Are you jealous? You're jealous, bro.
No, absolutely not. I'm trying to keep it to a minimal thing,
I tried that too. It didn't work.
Lately, I haven't even been taking my crate, but that's because I've been fishing a lot of waters that, I'm familiar with. So I'll bring like 2 rods and a couple bags of plastics and some terminal tackle.
That's a question I get a lot from guys that are not familiar with kayaking. Like, well, how many rods do you take? You only take like 2 or 3, right? I'm like, I'm not, bro. I take like 12. What do you mean you're taking like 12? So we got to understand. Behind me, I have 2 rod holders in my pursuit. My black plaque, I can put another 3. And I'm running the 2020, which has 2 rod holders on each side in the hull.
Yep.
But I put 3 on each side. I double up the bottom one. And I use the top one. So there's 6 more rods. And then I got one in my hand all day anyway, so I'm swapping back and forth. I don't like to retie.
Oh, Dave.
Well, I don't like to retie. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, if I'm fishing a serious tournament, like I'll bring 8. That's like usually the most I'll bring, 8.
I mean, there's times I'm known for, I'm a flipper. I flip a lot.
Sure.
And I'll have 3 flipping rods with me with different weights on them.
Yeah.
Or same weights, but braid versus fluorocarbon.
Sure.
You never know what you're going to run into. Like, I've been to lakes that are always gin clear, and then I show up and it's stained that day. I'm like, oh, man, I could have threw straight braid all day today.
Sure.
I always have the rods with me.
It makes sense.
Then you have that miscellaneous rod. I may throw that bait today, but I might not. But I'll just take it anyway. Who cares?
I usually got like 2 of those in my boat, like, yeah, I might actually throw this today. And then you just end up throwing something else like all day long.
I think it was the last was it Newton, I think. I had, I don't know, 9, 10 rods with me. I threw 2 all day. I never even touched, they never even left the rod sleeves that day.
Yeah. I think I did the same thing. I think I brought like 5 or 6 out there, and I think I used 2, maybe 3.
I know. I watched you stick them dinks. And I'm like, all right, if I'm sticking dinks and he's sticking dinks, I need to leave. I need to go somewhere else.
Yeah. I didn't follow you soon enough. That's for sure.
Yeah, I made the run, bro.
You did.
I did. I made a long run that day.
21 and a quarter, or was it
21 and a quarter?
Yeah, it's nice.
And the worst part, the last tournament we had there a couple weeks ago, I went up to where I was going to start. I got there on time. I woke up on time. It was great. I got there. I took off. I got to my spot, and we started at 6, I think. And by 6:30, I had my 5 fish.
Nice.
All right, cool. So I start calling, and I'm working down. My brother has this habit of calling me during a tournament. He likes to just talk to me while I'm fishing.
Sure.
And there's been times where he's called me like 4 tournaments in a row, and I've caught a 20 plus.
That's crazy.
So now he calls me. So he calls me. He's like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, I was doing pretty good. I said, my smallest is like 14 3/4. I said, I got to get rid of it. And we're talking. He's like, all right. He goes, I'm going to call you back in the West. Wait. I set hook. I'm like, oh my God. And I'm looking for him like, don't come off. And all of a sudden, it came off. So I dropped I dropped the good old Jersey accent word across the lake. Literally, because he's in my NRS on speakerphone talking to me. All I hear is, hey, I'm going to call you back later.
Smart man.
Yeah, I was literally like 2 inches behind the leader, and that fish would have culled me for like 6 inches.
Oh, Jesus.
It happens. I mean, 4 hours before that, I kicked my net in the lake accidentally. And it was just a cheap Bass Pro net, not a Yak Ear net. And it doesn't float. Like, I was in 3 feet of water in Newton. I'm like, but it's gone.
Yeah. That's why they call it fishing and not catching.
Yeah. But it happens. You lose fish. I mean, back in my day, I'd throw, a pretty good fit about it, like Ike and Nelly style.
Sure.
And now I'm like, it happens.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? Like, I remember being that way, and now I'm just like, yeah, whatever.
It is what it is. It's okay. If I win, I'm going to get a few $100.
Sure.
If I don't, guess what? I'm still going to survive.
Yeah. It's not the end of your...
That took a lot of years to learn, okay?
Yeah, it does. Well, I see a lot of guys struggle with it, man. I'll be the first to admit, I used to be a huge head case when it came to tournament fishing. And now I just take a way more relaxed approach, and I just don't even care, man. It's just like going out and fishing any other day. And when you do that, 9 times out of 10, your days on the water are more successful. And yeah, you just have a better day and all, Yeah,
I used to be that guy. Don't talk to me at the ramp in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
If you see me in the water, say hi. Cool. Don't talk to me.
Yeah, right.
Now, like, we fish these Grubby events, and like a couple of events, we've had a lot of guys turn out on one specific day.
Sure.
So Catch buys us all lunch that day.
That's cool.
So I'll see guys in the water. I'll cruise over to them if you're in a kayak. Hey, are you fishing the Grubby event? Yeah. What's your name? Oh, yeah, I'm Dave. I'm the director. And we'll talk about, hey, by the way, after this, we're going here. We're going to have some burgers, maybe a couple beers. Come on out. Catch is buying. And I'm like, wow, I didn't used to be that way.
Yeah.
Like, I just literally stopped fishing my tournament to go say hi to somebody just to talk to them.
That's cool. That's cool, man. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about, man.
It's more fun these days.
Right on, dude. Right on. Well, we're winding down, my man. Any last thoughts, words, shout outs, anything you want, my friend? The floor is yours. Yeah.
Everybody, well, I'm not going to act stuck up, but like most people know me. Everybody knows, obviously, I run NuCanoes. I'm backed by some of the best companies in the industry. JDiz Fishing is my retailer for my kayaks and tackle and the accessories. He's in Monticello, Illinois. And if he does
he have any, what's his inventory look like right now as far as kayaks go? If somebody's in the market and wants to buy one.
My Unlimited's coming next week because he's going to pick up his order.
Okay.
So yeah,
he's got some boats coming in.
He's got boats coming in. Then JDiz is great. Like, if he doesn't have it, he'll get it. And if you can't get to his shop, get a hold of him on Facebook. He'll get it. He'll ship it to you.
That's cool.
I mean, he's great. And he's also a custom rod builder, by the way, guys.
Very cool.
He does all my guide repairs when I'm stupid and to break stuff. Obviously, Catch boards, Catch Outdoors. Yeah, they've been great to me. I obviously Kistler rods, which Duke laughs because all my rods are black and lime green. But if you remember my original kayaks, they're all lime green.
Yep.
So
they took that away from you.
Look, I'm still not happy about that. Okay. I'm doing what I can now.
I'm just poking the bear at this point.
Yeah, this is why I put orange rails. Yeah, I said orange. That's how I say it. Sorry. I put orange rails on my kayak, just like stand out just a little bit more.
Yeah. Right on.
Because I ran to Tony Lamb one day. He's like, Dave, I didn't recognize you as a green kayak. I'm like, don't start. Don't start. Venom lures. I'm not going to go into specifics because I have a tournament this Saturday. A couple guys know, but that's been my key this year, especially these cooling lakes. I have one specific bait, one specific color, and it's worked at both lakes.
And what is that?
It's not Venom lures.
And the specific bait and specific color.
Oh, let's see. What's the bait?
And
it's
specific GPS coordinates as well.
I'll text you in a minute. I'm just going to say they may or may not have a creature style bait.
Okay.
And they come in an 8-pack.
Okay.
And they come with a rattle that goes, with the bait.
Okay.
And the color is, no. That one's not happening.
Everybody's going to figure out the bait and then order one of each color.
Right now, Brock is sitting there going, all right, wait. I throw Venom. Wait. What's Dave throwing? Wait. Newton?
That's cool, man. That's cool.
But yeah. I mean, I got nothing else. I mean,
right on, man. Well, thank you as always for coming on. Obviously, those folks that don't know Dave, he's a great guy. His Instagram is down on the bottom. Follow Dave at Average Dave Outdoors on Instagram, or you can find him David Brooke or Average Dave Outdoors on Facebook. You're always getting around all over the place with the Catch team and things like that. But, if you're ever in Dave's area, want to do a demo, something like that, feel free to hit him up. I know that's something that you're always doing is a lot of demos and things like that.
If you're in my area, you just want to go fishing, or if you're going to be at a tournament I'm at, let me know. We'll hook up. I mean, I have this new thing on life. I'm just having fun fishing. And it turns out like I'm doing pretty good on all the AOI standings right now because of that.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man. Well, we wish you nothing but success for the rest of the season, my friend. I'm sure I'll run into you here in the near future. And guys and gals tuning in at home, thanks for tuning in again. We're here every Tuesday evening, 7 Central, 8 Eastern, 5 p.m. on the West Coast. If you missed the live streams, all this stuff gets uploaded to all the major podcast platforms. So Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all that stuff. Just search NuCanoes Unlimited. You'll find it there. You can always go back, watch it on the YouTube, on the Facebook, and stuff like that. Dave, thanks again, my friend.
Oh, yeah. And if you ever have like a 2 or 3 hour drive to the tournament, they're great to listen to the whole way. Download them before you leave.
Yeah.
Because you never know where you're going to have no service, but they're great the whole way there. It gets you amped up for the tournament while you're driving.
Oh, yeah. No, I do the same thing, man. I'll go back because there's, for those watching, I also have another podcast. It's Paddle, the letter N, and Finn podcast. I'll go, I like go through and listen to a bunch of episodes from the other guys that are on there that, just to catch up and get some tricks, some tips, things like that, stuff you pick up in those episodes, man. It's kind of cool. So, but right on. Thanks everybody for